Hello, everybody. I've got just an amazing story today. I'm going to show you some proof. It's going to blow you away. It's just going to show you what I've been saying, that this is bold and blatant lawlessness, just extreme police corruption. The name of this video is called "Just Go Look, There's Proof." That's a quote from me at the emergency room, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute. And basically what happened, the short story is that the police, or Detective Rosie Rodriguez, did not realize that the nurse was documenting what I was saying. And she was counting on that as she was making up lies. And that way her and her friends, the other dirty cops, could all get together and they could lie, and it would be their word against my word. But all of a sudden, here's this nurse creating nurses' notes in the system, and they're part of my permanent medical record. Anyway, Detective Rosie Rodriguez didn't plan on the nurse documenting what I was saying when she made up lies to cover up this home invasion and failed murder. As you can see, Nurse Creswell said that I told them the alarms kept going off. These were burglar alarms going off my attic, and this proved that I was shot during a home invasion. In addition, I told the police, I have proof, just go look, there's proof. Detective Rosie Rodriguez, who is timestamped as being in the ER with me, says that I told them I was locking up for the night, knocked my gun over, and shot myself. I did not say that. And that was another lie made up by this dirty cop. The proof that I talked about was a voice recorder that had recorded the burglar alarms going off in my attic before I was shot by surprise with my phone lines cut. That proved I was shot during a home invasion, right? I mean, absolute proof. Proof of burglar alarms going off. MPD Officer April Chandler stated on another police report that she found my voice recorder in my closet, right where I told them it was located, and it was checked into evidence. But I found this to be a lie when I got the evidence logs. It was not checked into evidence. April Chandler lied, falsified the police reports. After my case was closed, my voice recorder was checked into evidence. This was a couple years later, and which only happened because I'd made a big point of the police stealing evidence in a capital murder attempt, which I told them about. In 2019, proof was found showing that police were under my home on the night that I was shot by somebody under my home. That was Officers Davis, Dickey, Chatwell, Angel, and Hale. Now, key on the first one was Davis. This makes this Midland police, who have been caught tampering with evidence of falsifying police reports, the top suspects in the premeditated capital murder attempt on my life. They should also be top suspects for the 4 deaths that I was told happened at my home by Aaron Packelhofer. These are police that have been proven to tamper with evidence and lie on police reports in this capital murder attempt. I'm going to show you, this is the nurse's notes. It's part of my permanent medical record, and it's time-stamped. And at 11:27, I'd called that at 10:42. I was saying there are sirens going off. And in the closet, there's a voice recorder recording what's happening. I have cameras. The alarms kept going off. I was tie-wiring my doors to keep them out. Okay. And then at 12:03, the nurse documents me saying I was talking on a white voice recorder in case something happens to me, and saying what they were doing in my house. I have proof. Just go look. There's proof. That was my exact words. Okay. And then also at 12:03, the same exact minute, she documents Detective Rosie Rodriguez in the room. And she says, has patient's necklace, and stated she was going to give it to his brother. That's a real odd statement, because it made me wonder if Rosie Rodriguez knew my brother before the murder attempt. He quit talking to me, if y'all didn't know that. Detective Rosie Rodriguez wrote, I contacted Buddy Webb in the exam room. I asked Buddy to tell me what occurred. He said he lived at 3802 Fair Circle. He was locking up for the night. Buddy advised he makes sure all the doors and windows are locked before going to bed. He said he had a 12-gauge shotgun leaned up against the wall. Buddy stated he was going to lock the door leading to the kitchen and the garage when his gun fell and it went off. That's a lie. I never said that. She made that up. The shotgun accidentally fired and shot his right ankle. Now it's proven I wasn't even shot with my gun. Absolute proof. But he said his phone was not charged, so he went outside and screamed for help. That was another lie she made up. She knew they had cut my phone lines and stolen my cell phone before shooting me. And this is the dirtiest cop you can imagine. I'm going to show you here on the records. Officer April Chandler said that she found my voice recorder, which is the proof that I told Detective Rosie Rodriguez about, and it was checked in as evidence. I found this was a lie when I got the police evidence logs. And then there's the same thing we read on the top. There's a picture of what the voice recorder looked like. That was the proof of this murder attempt. And why? It recorded the burglar alarms going off before I shot. And then Chandler states here, P250, said Buddy had a .22 rifle in the bedroom by the bed. It was taken for safekeeping and logged into MPD evidence, as well as a single-shot revolver and the voice recorder from the closet. What I found out was the two .22s that Chandler said she found were given to Matt Davis, Sergeant Matt Davis. He checked them in, but the voice recorder was not checked into evidence. That was the point I was making. It was stolen. In 2019, evidence was found proving that 5 police officers were under my home on the night I was shot by somebody under my home. This may have been the reason that Detective Rosie Rodriguez and April Chandler tampered with evidence, falsified the police reports in this violent capital crime, home invasion, capital attempted murder. Okay, and see here's showing on the cameras Martin County Sheriff John Woodward and the late Midland County Deputy Sheriff Mike Naylor arrived at my house at 11:01. The police report that was illegally withheld for 7 years showed that Dickey was inside my home at 11:05, 4 minutes after they arrived. Okay, and actually Davis was here 11:03, but this put Dickey inside my home, and Dickey was not seen arriving on the security cameras. So how did he get in my home, if he wasn't seen arriving? And the answer is he come from under my home. That's what proved them police were under my home, and it was somebody under my home that shot me. This was the new or modified police evidence logs that shows my voice recorder was checked in after I made a point of the police stealing evidence in a capital murder attempt that I'd told them about. Notice the evidence item number 5 was a hole which was scribbled out, and now it's the voice recorder in empty shells. And I'm going to show you that. Here's the original evidence logs that I had got. It even got a copy 22 months after, actually, for the protective order hearing. And the shotgun shell, the voice recorder, they wasn't on there. And so item number 4 is what it was. Item number 4 was a hole, miscellaneous hole. And notice how they scribbled it out with a pen. They marked it out with a pen, and then they just hand wrote in shotgun shells and voice recorder. Like, oh, that piece of evidence is no longer there. Let's just write this in 2 years later, because Buddy's making a big point of it. And you can see it was voice recorder April Chandler, okay, and that was 2 years after the fact, and then Matt Davis on the shotgun shells. What was important about the shotgun shells is that if I was shot with my gun, there would be an empty shotgun shell in my gun that Marty Barrett, the CSI, checked in. And he also checked in the 4 live shells from it, so he would have had to check in the empty shell. That was the other point I made, proof that I wasn't shot with my gun, which is proof somebody shot me. And look who has my keys to pour concrete with. Matt Davis has my keys to my house, okay? I just want to show you all that proof, okay? And Sergeant Matt Davis checked in the 222 guns. That's what I'm showing here. Matt Davis checked in the 222 guns, but he didn't check in the voice recorder. Matt Davis. See, and I bet he was the boss of rookie April Chandler, and she gave him the voice recorder and the 222s and thought it was going to get checked in, and Matt Davis stole it. That's my guess. Okay. And then, interestingly, Sergeant Matt Davis quits the police department about a week after the protective order hearing in 2013 and brags on my YouTube channel saying, "Buddy, I stole the evidence and nobody will ever find out." This was evidence for a capital murder attempt that left an innocent homeowner crippled for life and without a job. A capital murder attempt that Midland police were involved in. Okay, and make this worse, I was reporting felonies to the police thinking that they were going to arrest the criminals breaking my house, and they were working with the people breaking in my home. That's what was going on. Okay, here's Matt Davis right there, and here is his picture. "Buddy, I stole the evidence and nobody will ever find out." And bragging about stealing evidence in a capital murder attempt. That's how corrupt the Midland police are, and there's absolute proof of it. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas.